Ashe here. I have the honor of interviewing a bright young personality who is awesome hope for our future, this great millennial. Her name is Raheen Fatima, and she is the youngest professional stand-up comedian in Pakistan, among other great accomplishments. Raheen, thank you for being here today.
It is a pleasure being with you on this amazing interview.
So I'm going to start with an unusual question, maybe, but you're 13 and you have been
Yeah.
an activist and very mature for a number of years already. I'm wondering, do you ever feel like there's
Yeah.
something about being a kid that you miss? Did you hear me?
No, so I literally was asked this question like 10 minutes ago, like the exact same question 10 minutes ago by another interviewer. And the thing is that there's nothing because, again, I do not have a work-life balance because, if you are passionate about what you do, you don't have to call it work because I learned from a mentor, Kurt Kruger, that when you say something work, it just kind of makes you feel lazy and would say, oh my God, I'm doing so much, even when you're not doing so much. So let's not be so stressful about the word work. So the thing is that I enjoy every single thing that I'm doing, and I'm also doing it by my own choice. I mean, my parents never pushed me to do anything. So yeah, I'm doing this by my choice. It's really fun. And today I was at my cousin's. I mean, still am at my cousin's place, and we are having this cool sleepover. This crazy one as well. So we made brownies and we had so much fun, and we watched films. And I spent so much time along with so many other things that it's such a beautiful balance between everything.
So I would call what you do then an avocation. It's similar to what I do. My work-life balance, it is what it is because I love what I do, and it's great that you
Yeah.
have found what you love to do. And there's a famous educator who recently passed. His name was Sir Ken Robinson, and he talked about people finding
Yeah.
one, their talent, and two, their passion. And when you pull those together, you get a full human, who's out there doing what they were intended to do on earth. And I'm wondering about your parents now. You must have very unique parents. What do you think your parents did that might be slightly different from other parents that you recommend that allowed you to become your true self at such a young age?
Okay, so there's a lot of different things that I feel like were a bit different when I was being parented and when I was growing up. Okay, so I think the first thing that my parents and my mom and my dad, they like literally kept in their minds all the time was that they never said, stop talking or don't talk because, it would usually happen when, especially in Pakistan, I'm not sure about what's going on there, but it's like when there are guests over or there's people over, they're like, don't talk, you don't talk in front of elders, and just like shush, moms do that and my dads do that, but the thing is that we do not have to do that because at a point when you want them to talk either for themselves or either just to be kind of like communicating, they wouldn't talk, and I feel it is important to teach kids that talk your heart out. So there's not like
Your mind.
layers of people, and there's so many things that that's why a pure child is so pure that they sometimes do not differentiate in different stuff, and that's just so beautiful on its own. That
So
we should like stay a kid. Yeah, kind of like stay a kid, and those qualities that children have, just stay with those qualities at times.
or
And
see your true
I think
self.
the second thing that was really different, that my dad, I mean, a lot of parents, they encourage reading, but my dad did that. He didn't just get me into reading at first. It was like we used to go to the library, and we literally had this time, and we used to go to the library and see picture books, and the ones only with pictures. And I'd see those picture books and I'd try to understand what's going on. And then, at one time I was like, there's a lot of pictures there. I want some text. And I started reading and then writing, and then there's so many things. And we had a lot of fun. I mean, it wasn't so, although I am a military brat, I mean, my dad's an air traffic controller. So he's in the military, and we did not have that, very strict rules around the house. I mean, we were disciplined. I mean, I think we were, I'm not sure, but it wasn't so like, it's like living in a place where sometimes you do not are so like comfortable in it, like you cannot just lie down wherever you want. Sometimes you would want that for yourself, and we want that when we want that. So yeah, I think, yeah, those are the things, and always telling me you have to do something different, and yeah, never forcing me to do anything. Sometimes I'm like, you're my parents. Sometimes you have to have control of me. They're like, we don't want to force you to anything, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm the one who's in control here. So yeah, it's really
Well, there's a type of parenting, and by the way, you said I was parented in the past. By the way, you still have 12 more years for your brain to become an adult. But there's a type of
true.
parenting we're talking about called lighthouse parenting. And lighthouse parenting allows children to discover what their talents are, but the image of the lighthouse tells children, okay, stay away from that area because that's dangerous. Keep you in a safe place, but while permitting you to discover your talents. So that was the kind of parenting I used, and I hope someday to meet your parents. So
Yeah.
I'm on a quest to find a question you've never been asked. And before I ask this one, I'm going to preface it and tell you that it is asked to help people understand something very important about themselves. So don't be shocked when you hear this, but what do you want written on your tombstone?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? There's
Yeah.
some connection issue.
What do you want written on your tombstone? After you die, it'll be written.
Yeah.
And what do you want written there?
Okay, so I've actually been asked that before.
Get out of
Just
town.
saying. Just saying. But so my friend, we were in the fifth grade, and we were literally just chatting, and they say, "What do you want written on your tombstone?" And I was like, "What kind of a question is that?" Because that was my first time being asked, and so I had some weird things to say, but I don't know. I think so. It's hard to decide what you want written on your tombstone. I mean, like, it's hard because you just don't want your name on there. You want something that people would just want to see your grave, just visit you, kind of.
Okay, what do you want your grandchildren when they're grown up? What do you want
Yeah.
them? What do you want them to tell your great grandchildren?
Oh my god.
That's the
Oh my god.
question.
That's not how far I think. I'm still on, maybe I want my grandchildren to be like that, but the great grandchildren is a step ahead, I would say. I think probably two, not something orthodox, maybe like something fun.
Okay, like what?
Like, I think probably to, like, just say chill out. Just be like a cool parent, and at times just say chill out. At times, a chill out can really help. That's
And
probably the coolest thing. Their great grandma, who's now 13 years old, would say to them, chill out.
And in what context, chill out?
Any context, that's the beauty of it. See, like
Okay.
chill out, or, the sarcastic chill out. Any kind of way. That's according to them. They probably would have brains enough to think that. So yeah, I'm leaving that on them.
Very interesting. So one more
Yeah.
question so I teach a paradigm of your values lead to your goals, which leads to your actions. And then your actions, whether you know it or not, are demonstrating what your goals are, which demonstrates what your values are. And to give you an example, it took me 10 years to actually firmly define my number one. You can only have two top values, maybe three at the most. So it took me 10 years to decide my top two values are: one, always improving, bless you, always improving myself. And number two is love. And that's not a very popular value in modern society, but that's what mine are. If you had to pick off the top of your head what your two top values are that influence your goals, that influences your actions, what would you say they are?
Okay. So probably the first one is to empower everybody around me. Everybody. Everybody. Okay. And the second one would be okay. So the second one would probably be okay. So I thought of something, and I think the second one would probably be um, it's never too late or it's never too early, like as in the sense of age is just a number, because a lot of this is, and I want to say something here. I want to say that there's a lot of times when but because my dad's 42 and like I'm like, you're turning old now. And he's like, yeah, I'm old
Watch
now.
yourself, young lady. Watch
Yeah.
yourself.
And he's like, age is just a number, as he's pretending to be like 21 or something. And even I use that because it's only used by people who are too young or too old. So yeah, he's like, age is just a number. I mean, trust me, if I talk on the level that you do, if I like the subjects that you do, that I don't think so that we're so much different. It's just been that you've been around longer than I have been in the
A
world.
little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But we both still have a vivaciousness for what we do, and I think we have that in common.
Yes.
So if I finally succeeded in asking you a question that no one's ever asked you, it may take you time to be sure what those values are. I'll send you a list, and if you define or change your mind, let me know, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
And that great grandchildren one, I probably know that I'm actually gonna save, maybe screen record this thing and save that and then pass it on from generations to generations.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
it's something for them to see.
In the future, we'll be able to download a chip right into the back of their brain.
Yeah, I mean that's how crazy it can get in the future.
Okay, well, we're out of time for today. Do you have any last comments, Raheen?
I would like to say to everybody is that you shouldn't wait for what might, as per what might orthodox as per orthodox would be the right time. Maybe like 18 is the age that you would be enrolled or be part of an incubation center. I broke that when I was 11, so don't wait for that time, just go for it, okay? Like literally like on points, go for it, okay?
All right, so those are your final words. Just go for it. Thank you for being with us here today, Raheen. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It was amazing.
Ah, good.